This is Roger Struckoff with Syscon TV, and we are at the co-located CloudEXPO, Internet of Things Expo, DevOps Summit in Santa Clara in the year 2015, and we are joined right now by Chuck Singamsetti with Actifio. And it's very interesting. This company, we're going to talk a little bit about data virtualization, and we're going to talk about some of the other things the company does. And then we're going to dive down into DevOps, which kind of, I think, is holding everything together, but I could be wrong, so let's have Chuck tell us. Chuck, thanks a lot for joining us. Tell us a little bit about the company and what it does.
Appreciate being here. Wonderful conference. Actifio. We are the first enterprise class data virtualization platform. We help organizations become more resilient in the areas of backup, DR. We help organizations develop applications faster with higher quality. And then why we're here also is leveraging cloud. So we allow the organizations to be able to leverage the economics of cloud and the elasticity of it.
Is this the sort of thing where your customers may know the need to leverage cloud, but maybe not how to go about it, and you're helping out?
And that's one of the challenges. So today, everyone can spin up new environments, set up networks, but it's the data piece. Yeah. And the data piece is like the last effort, and it's the most painful effort. Organizations are trying to constantly try to figure out, how do I get my data out to those clouds? How do I get it so that it's the latest data environment? And how do I make it so that it's secure? So those are some key areas that we're seeing for cloud mobility. But in the area of what data virtualization is, data virtualization was a term that we coined back in 2009 by our founders, Ash Ashutosh, David Chang. They were at HP StorageWorks, and what they noticed was, and this is what all organizations have been doing for the last 30 plus years around data, is you have your applications, they're critical. What do? Well, you acquire a backup and DR solution because you need insurance. Right. You need an insurance policy. So you create a silo, hardware, software, staff, expertise. Great. You realize, wow, I can't recover fast enough. So then you acquire other tool sets like snapshots, application type tools where I can make replicas faster and be able to recover faster. Great. Now you have a couple of copies, right?
I was going to say, and then?
And then we go on to make additional copies for development and test, for reporting, compliance, and in the end, we're noticing our customers have 20, 30, 40 copies of the same data. And so what we founded was a platform, a software platform that's going to help you manage that copy data.
Let's back up a little bit to the founding, because I actually remember when the company was founded and the kind of problems it was meant to address. You have to have sort of a vision of where the company's going, but how have things evolved in the last few years for your company, and how have they evolved in a way that maybe the founders of Actifio didn't really expect?
So that's a great question. In fact, when we focused on virtualization technologies. We've evolved there from the application, the database, and on top of that, we started off with a use case that was to build better backup recovery systems. We wanted to transform the way people are doing backup recovery. Because the way they're doing it today, it was developed in the 1970s, right? You capture data, you transform it, you put it onto a device called tape, and you ship it out. Well, we're in cloud technologies today. How do you leverage that? There's more efficient ways, and the way to do that is through an Actifio software data virtualization platform that's going to allow you to capture the data and make it instantly available.
But nobody was thinking about DevOps back then, and why is that so important now?
Well, we're finding, and DevOps is actually a new topic that's come out in the last 3 to 5 years. Organizations have been doing things, but they never really called it DevOps, and they realized there's got to be more efficient ways. And the challenge with DevOps comes in 4 areas. Speed. I need a copy of production. How fast can I get that? Second part of this is quality. I talk to customers, and they have to subset the production environment. So they want to get a smaller environment. And the reason why they do that is because they just don't have a landing place for all of this. So there's a cost factor around that. Is if I have a 10 terabyte application, I got to figure out where am I going to put this, and can I have more than one copy of this? And then finally, you make these dozens of copies for all these use cases, you end up with a security issue. We find that, and you probably read it in the papers for the last 5+ years, that these data breaches are coming from those copies that have been distributed out. It's not coming from production, it's coming from those tape copies, those dev copies, those test copies, those training copies.
It's interesting, because on the development side, people have been talking about Agile and Lean and Scrum and getting rid of the waterfall approach. Well, that's fine, but they weren't really talking to the operations side yet. And now with DevOps, they're bringing the operations people in, and how do you get that operations side to understand the necessity, but also maybe there have to be benefits to that side as well?
Well, and there are. So the benefits come with the process today. You look at the process today. It is coordination between the server team, the storage team, the DBA team, the application team. It comes with the coordination of tools, the storage tools, the application quiescing tools, the replication, the dedupe, and all of that additional tools. And then you figure out, okay, well, let's set a time. Maybe Thanksgiving weekend. It's quiet. Yeah. Let's ruin everybody's vacation. Yes, we will, but because we want to get the latest copy of the environment. So what you do there is you get stale data, because by the time you get to work on it, several weeks later, and the quality of it, you hope it's not corrupt and have to redo all of this, and the amount of staff and resource time that it takes to capture.
So where do they find you online? How are people going to hunt you down on the web?
So actually there's several ways. Of course, the obvious way is actifio.com, actifio.com. But we also have a Facebook page. We're on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. And finally on LinkedIn, we have a lot of connections and papers there too.
I do follow you on Twitter. It's a fascinating company, and it's funny, it's been around only since about 2009, but those 6 or 7, however many years that is, it seems like about 30. And it seems like, and things have evolved so quickly. Actifio continues to evolve. Chuck, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Roger.
Thanks for watching. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckhoff.